Update. Meeting my dad for first time after finding out I'm his affair child. Edit. Original post by the way. Okay, so like the meeting went really great. Awkward as fuck though lol. My dad definitely looked nervous as I was. He was there early so he was the one waiting. I didn't have time to debate the, should I hug him or shake his hand? Lol, he kinda went for it and hugged me. Then he said sorry, he just forgot himself for a second. But I didn't mind. He looked really emotional when I got there. We sat and we ate. Like I said, super awkward in the beginning, we were both just quiet. He started asking me stuff and we went from there. Did the list thing like someone told me to ask him stuff I wanted to know in case I forgot. He was really chill with opening up about the affair. How he ended it with my mom because he didn't want to leave his wife for her. Problems he was going through back then. All his fuck-ups. But he wants to make things right and should have been honest to his wife before finding out he had a kid. It went back and forth from casual chatting to deep serious topics. Learned a lot about him and he wanted to know everything about me. Felt like someone was interviewing me to make a biography on my life lol. He asked if I could send him some baby pics of me whenever I got the time, and then we took some pics together too at the restaurant. It freaked me out looking at a pic of us together because we look like total fucking twins, it's crazy. We have so much in common. He used to love writing and still does it for fun, I love writing too. Into the same music and cooking, both play guitar. IDK, it's just wild the similarities, but I guess maybe I feel that way because we know now we're related. I'm really happy with how it all went. He was serious when he said he wants to be part of my life and make up for lost time. If I wanted to, he can help me with school or if I need to look for work. He's really chill and like he wants to be there. It mean a lot to me having someone else like that. Time went by fast, so we're gonna meet again this weekend to do something else together. Guess we go from there. We hugged again when we said bye, this time I hugged him back. I've been in a really good mood from our time since yesterday, so I decided to take some time to write this out. Y'all helped me feel more relaxed, so I appreciate that. Thanks Reddit for the help. Good for you. You know that your relationship will always be non-standard, but that doesn't mean it can't be positive. I hope it is fulfilling and positive for you. It's rare that we get to read a happy ending here. To be honest, this isn't the ending, it's just the beginning of a new chapter in your life. I hope you and your dad find a way to keep a strong connection for many years to come. People make mistakes, but seems like he is ready to make it right with you. Congrats. I'm very happy for you. It's great that your dad was so enthusiastic to see you, meet you, and wants to be part of your life. It sounds like a great start. Rooting for you and your dad. Heart. Do you have any half-siblings? Start a band with him. I hope he's as supportive and loving as he appears to be. This is the first time you met him, so have an open mind. But he does seem like a caring person, and I do believe he would have been there if he knew about you. I'm 23 and my parents won't let me go on a date by myself. So I'm 23 female. My parents have always been really strict. I was homeschooled and pretty sheltered all my life. I have very few friends because of it. I've never been on a date, never had a boyfriend, never even been kissed or hugged a guy before. My parents insisted I focus on work and school. They are very conservative. Deep in the whole purity culture thing. I have a bachelor's degree and a really good job now, so I thought I could finally have more freedom. I've been super lonely lately. I live alone, but my parents are my neighbors. I go over there a lot to hang out with them and my little sister. But I can't even walk myself home at night. My father always insists on walking me home. They don't even like it when I go to the grocery store alone. Anyways, my mom has been acting strange. Saying stuff like she's worried I'll never get married, worried she'll never have grandkids. So me, being lonely, I took it as a suggestion that it's okay for me to date now. I downloaded Tinder and met a really nice guy. We've been talking for a couple weeks now, he seems really genuine. He asks me out and I'm thrilled. We have our vaccines and things are finally opening up where I am. Southern USA. We plan to go to dinner next week. So of course I make the mistake of excitedly telling my mom and dad. Mom said that she will not allow me to meet a stranger by myself. She's convinced he's a stalker or I'll lose my virginity, I don't know. She wants to know exactly where we are going on our date, and she will follow us in her car. She decided she will sit in the parking lot while we eat dinner, or sit in the actual restaurant and watch us. She seems to think that this behavior is okay and not creepy. It sounds like something out of a Jordan Peele movie. If the guy knew, he'd probably completely freak and I wouldn't blame him. So I turned him down. I'm devastated. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm trapped. My parents have controlled my entire life. They even have tried to use a phone app to track my location 24/7. I managed to shut that shit down after lots of fighting. It's absolutely crazy and I just want to be treated like a person. I'm tired and lonely. I want to have friends and experiences, but I have no idea how to get my parents to calm down. I love them and don't want to completely cut them off, but I can't keep living like this. I'm so miserable. What do I do? You're 23. Stand up for your own life, you're an adult. They have to accept that you can't stay their little girl forever. Living a sheltered life won't make you happy. Stop telling your parents stuff. Do what you want to do, without telling them. You have all the power here. You just have to decide to use it. As long as you're seeking their approval, sharing stuff about your life, etc., nothing will change. It's that simple. You're in control. Your problem is that you're a leash away from your parents. Move away. Stop listening to them. Don't be stupid about people of course and doubt them. Take care of yourself and be careful. But if you keep letting your parents have keys to your life, you'll always be just a bird in a cage with limited choices in your adult life. If you can call it that. You don't want to cut them off, but you have to. You can do it gradually to ease yourself into it. You need to move elsewhere. It's not tenable to be their neighbor, where they can keep an eye on you. You need to stop telling them anything at all about your life. You need to put your foot down and accept that they do not want you to be free and in control of your life. They want to be in control, and the moment you don't let them, there will be fighting. You already have confirmation of this. If you want your freedom, you may need to cut them off entirely, at least for a few years, until you've figured out how to live outside of their influence. Best of luck. Unless you leave and build your own life, they will dictate your life. When do you plan to cut the cord? Don't worry. Your dad will find a suitable husband for you. Don't you see that's where this is going? I'm sure they'll get intimate details from him about your efforts to conceive. You need to realize your situation. You don't feel trapped. You are trapped. You can fly away anytime, but I suspect you've been brainwashed into believing you don't have wings. Is your family part of the Quiver Full movement? Either way, stop sharing information. Beyond not sharing information, start saying no and being firm. If they refuse to respect boundaries, pull back communication all the way to zero if needed. Go and make new friends and meet new people, not just the romantic kind. Coming from this level of control and sheltered, be careful. Do your research on healthy relationships and boundaries. Never getting the chance to date as a teen has left you in a vulnerable state to easily end up in a controlling relationship, so stay armed with knowledge and make sure you don't find yourself repeating old patterns, but go and live your life and make mistakes and build your communities. I have a friend like you. She's now 41 and alone and never dated. She doesn't have a lot of friends because she's very awkward and opinionated from her kind views. She acts like a 90-year-old cat lady lol. She just moved out on her own 5 years ago but just spend every weekend at her mom's. She's lied so many times about having to work so she can have a Saturday to hike. Or just relax. Do you want this life? Stand up for yourself now or this is your future. Update. How do I, 25 female, stop my husband, 25 male, being possessive towards my ex-fiancé, co-worker, 29 male. Opening square bracket. Following the first post on Sunday night, I told Adam that I was going to have mine and Luke's families over for dinner and we would talk and resolve this once and for all. Adam said he didn't want Luke in our home and this was demeaning, but I said this was meant to fix everything and I would like his support. After some debate, Adam left, and has been staying elsewhere since. The dinner party went ahead on Monday without Adam, and I sat down with Luke and both sets of parents. I told them everything. I had the proof with me, but I didn't even need to use it, as my dad immediately told Luke to never talk to me like that again. Luke's dad defended him. Mum got my dad out of the room before he assaulted someone, and when Luke's dad turned the argument on me, Luke's mum got him to leave, too. This left Luke and I alone. He then apologized, saying that his intentions weren't bad to start but that doesn't excuse it, and me laying it all out like this and making clear that I considered it sexual harassment made him feel ashamed, and he was going to do better. I admitted that I could have been more explicit sooner, but given our work culture I didn't feel able to, and I explained why this was. Since then Luke has been strictly professional, and we're discussing ways to address the other issues I mentioned, as Luke is not the only person contributing to this overarching work culture. I know it's only been a few days, and there's a relatively high chance that Luke is just putting on a show to get out of trouble, but I have high hopes. I have no clue what's going on with Adam. I've tried to update him, but I'm blocked on everything but emails. I updated him through that but no reply. I'm getting the feeling that having Luke over was the final straw, which is frustrating as that action has resolved, or begun to resolve, most of my issues. Too long did not read. Luke has apologized and promised to do better. Adam is not speaking to me. Things are being resolved and hopefully soon the workplace should be a less awful environment for everyone involved. You blamed your husband for defending you. You have negated his feelings. And you took away the sanctuary of his home by inviting your ex over for dinner. It sounds like the plan is for Luke to always be part of your life. And yet through all of this you have expressed literally zero empathy for your husband. You are completely tone deaf to what he has been communication with his words and his actions. And now that he has left you and cut contact, you are still acting like it's whatever. Your marriage is in flames, but thank God you and Luke are getting along. Hey, the good news is that Luke will still be there for you after your divorce. Sounds like Luke is the winner here. He got your husband out of the picture. And frankly you come off as indifferent to that. Adam set boundaries and told you he didn't want Luke in your home, but you still invited him anyway. Why not just tell your father to talk to Luke? Why do you have to invite him in your home? Why not just call out Luke for sexually harassing you and threatened him of reporting him to HR for that? Sorry that it turned out like that for you and Adam, but it might very well have been the straw that broke the camel's back when you disregarded your husband's concern and even ignored it only to do what you thought would be best. You didn't act as a team, didn't care what he felt. This whole situation could have been resolved as well if you would have only talked to your dad, without of inviting everyone else. How long was Luke calling you babe and stuff? How long did it take for you to take action? How long did it take for your husband to start with the princess stuff? You invited your ex-fiancé to your house after he was flirting with you for X amount of time. Why did it have to be in your house? Why not a restraint? Why not your dad's? Why not anywhere else? And the thing is, you ended up alone with your ex-fiancé. You need to realize that Luke isn't your friend from childhood or your coworker. He's your ex-fiancé. Also, you don't respect your husband. If you did, you would have done it at a different place. You can say youth tried to be, but you really haven't. TBH, it sounds like you should have talked things out with Adam first. Or filed a sexual harassment complaint. You literally set a standard for tolerating sexual harassment in the workplace for your dad's company. If somebody doesn't want to be involved in drama at home, then you shouldn't try to drag them into drama at home. Good job, Adam. Rip your relationship? You crossed a lot of lines. You didn't care about the feelings of your husband. You were selfish, so expect to be divorced soon. Let the roles be reversed and it was Adam with his ex-wife or girlfriend in the same room. How would you feel? Your approach may or may not have fixed your work problems because you still work with this individual. You sacrificed one for the other. Maybe it would have been best to find employment somewhere else so you can be completely away from all the drama. I have 3 kids with the same mother, but doubt the last 2 children are mine. We live in Canada. So me and the mother of my three kids always had a rocking relationship, when we were together, and even now still that we've been separated over 4 years. The kids are now 12, 6, and 9. The oldest, which is a girl, has my feature, but the 2 youngest doesn't have my feature and doesn't look nothing like their oldest sister, complete different. The 2 youngest though do look alike, they have same features. During the time with the mother of my child after our firstborn, we argued and fought a lot, nothing physical, but it seemed like we just couldn't get along. Anyway, we ended up having our 2 other kids that I mentioned are now 6 and 9. They weren't planed at all. Maybe for her they were planed, not me. I wasn't paying attention to the time we were having intercourse, at least that way I could have add up the dates. But I was in confusing place at the time. I thought that I was doing the right thing being there for my first child and helping her cause. At the time the mother was studying university. There was time before the 2 last children where she booked a flight to Cuba by herself when she finished either 2nd or 3rd year of university. And another time when the last 2 children were born, she took them all to a Caribbean island, where the island was not really known for all-inclusive vacation. Not saying that they didn't have resorts there, but it wasn't like Cuba or Dominican Republic where people would more likely go for vacation with their family. Both times I didn't go on vacation with her or the kids. The time where she took all the kids on vacation, the youngest were about 2 years and the second youngest was about 5. So now the island, Grenada, she had brought the kids them to. She had a boyfriend that she knew here in Canada that was sent back to that island because of immigration problems. This guy was the one to take her virginity, he was her first. I did asked her why she went to that island out of all places to bring the kids. She just said she wanted to go there. But we all knew that was the island her first love was sent back to from Canada. So now I'm thinking the time she went to Cuba by herself she could have paid for him to meet up with her in Cuba. I just found it weird for someone to be bringing 3 kids on vacation by herself with kids at such a young age. Hope someone can shed a little more light on this situation. And give me some advice. I was also thinking of taking the DNA home test kit for the 2 youngest children. Need some advice. Definitely do the DNA test. This sounds pretty fucked up. Ever seen me, myself, and Irene? Don't become Charlie. To be honest, that test will say it all. Clearly she chose that island for a reason. Why haven't you gone with her before? I think I'd end up walking away. The trust sounds stressed, to say it lightly. Since you're already broken up, then just get a paternity test. Why haven't you done this? Why stall? And get a real one from a lab, an accredited lab, not 23+me or a kit. A real DNA lab. If you just want to know, then there is no harm in testing them. But at the end of the day, what does it change? You've been raising them, so, I would assume, they know and treat you as their father. So in that sense, you are their dad. And you are already separated anyway. Bring up the idea of a 23andMe or Ancestry DNA kit with your wife. Her reaction would speak volumes. Those tests aren't accurate for paternity but would at least put you on the right track. I'm fairly sure they are cheaper than the real DNA paternity tests, and while the accuracy isn't there, if they have different DNA than you, it will show. What result are you seeking? She's done a lot of shady things and the kids are very likely not yours genetically. What does proving that the kids aren't yours solve for you? These children were not unplanned. If you have unprotected sex, you're planning to have a baby. Test all your kids. I'm team test the kids you doubt in private. Get your own proof.